The shot knocks her back into the wall, and her neck feels singed, but she's alive. Feeling that the collar is now broken, she pries it off, cutting herself slightly, then throws it hard against the now headless Marine. Quickly, she removes the dead Astarte's chainsword and slings it across her back. Bolt pistol in hand, she slinks out of the cell and into the hall. The lighting is better out here, but not by much. The machine sounds louder now, and more defined. She was right. This is a Chaos Fleet slave ship. With the collar removed, she is now able to probe the ship, finding hundreds of prisoners, but only a skeleton crew consisting of 6 more Astarte's guards, a sorcerer, and the Night Lords. She can't leave the patrolling Marines alive and must dispatch them unnoticed before reaching the bridge. So she reaches out with her mind to find the closest one and silently begins to stalk him. Using her left hand against the wall to keep on course, she finds the first guard around a block of cells, sliding trays of sludge through small slits in the doors. She could easily stop his hearts from here, but with the sorcerer on board, the surge of energy will be detected. Instead, she hides herself in a corner, out of his view, and thumbs the activation rune on the chainsword until it growls to life. That got his attention, and he swiftly approaches her position. But before he can turn the corner, she is on him, chainsword around his neck. Taken by surprise, he flails momentarily before trying to throw her off his back, but she's too quick, and using his own momentum against him, she lodges the sword under his helm. He tries to scream, but the teeth of the chainsword have found their mark, tearing into his throat with a spray of blood and chunks of flesh, removing his vocal cords before severing his spine, showering her in the wet and sticky remains of her prey. Hopping off his back as he falls forward, dead, she scrambles to a dark alcove and scans for the others. Damn it, they're all together in the same place, she thinks to herself. Nearing their position, she can see that they are standing around a pic display, security monitors. In the flickering blue light, their mutations are visible, and while none have the extreme augmentations of the one who tried to remove her from her cell, she can see that their corruption is deep as well. Although she is no stranger to battle, and has fought more than 3 at once, she was always surrounded by her sisters. As a group, they are nearly unstoppable to average Space Marines. But alone? She's not alone, she reminds herself. Her sisters are always with her, for they are bound by absolute faith. Hidden from the view of the Astartes, she begins to sing. Softly at first, her voice begins to rise while at the same time becoming a chorus of dozens of sisters that reverberates off the dungeon halls. Immediately, the 3 Marines stop what they are doing and begin searching for the source, clearly confused. Perfect.
The bloody hell,
the largest of them says.
I've heard this before. In battle. Silas, find the prisoner responsible and bring them to me now, sir.
As he walks towards her position. While she still has the advantage of darkness, she darts across the hall to where he will pass her, leaving his back open. Keeping a sharp eye on the other 2, she waits, listening, and as his footsteps draw closer, she removes the shoulder strap from the chainsword. Once past her, she throws the strap to land directly in front of him, out of sight of his brothers.
Where the fuck this come from?
As he bends down to inspect it. Just like the last Marine, she takes his back and removes his head before he can calculate what was happening. The remaining 2 Marines heard the beheading and are now coming in her direction alarmingly fast. No way around a fight now, she thinks. She ditches the bolt pistol in exchange for the chainsword of her most recent kill, and now, dual-wielding them, she charges straight towards the oncoming Marines. Both raise bolt rifles, but before either can finger a trigger, she is between them, chainsword in each hand. She hits the Marine to her left hard enough to knock him down, leaving a bloody rent across his chest plate. As the other moves to grab her head in his massive armored hand, she spins towards him, swinging both swords in a scissor-like motion. She catches him midsection, shredding full through his armor and separating the Marine at the waist in an explosion of blood and gore. The severely injured, yet alive Marine behind her tries swinging his power sword but slips in the fresh, puddle-deep blood and falls backwards again, almost comically, not missing a beat. She, rumbling chainsword in each hand, leaps onto his chest and plunges each into his respective hearts, killing him instantly in a spray of thick arterial blood. Ripping the swords from his chest, the armor-fused skin burst, leaving his entire torso a crater of ruined flesh, bone, and armor. Now completely naked and covered in so much space marine she hardly looks human. She hurries to the picked screen station and destroys it in a blast of golden sparks and arcs of bright blue energy. There can be no question now to the remaining occupants of this wretched ship that something very dangerous is on board. Loose.